is Watkins. We're hearing the name float around a bit. How credible is this? How advanced are these talks? Is this actually a possibility? Is it on the table that Man United have an opportunity to sign Ollie Watkins, or at least in for him? Concrete?
It's concrete for sure. They held initial talks last week. It all kind of depends on Aston Villa. First of all, they'd have to find a replacement. Second of all, the valuation would need to be met. My understanding is that Watkins is very open to Manchester United, but Villa will have a big say in all of this. And we have to respect the position as of now, which is that Ollie Watkins isn't for sale. But you may remember Alexander Isak has not been for sale for basically the last 6 months. And at the end of the window, is he going to stay or go? We don't know. The door is certainly open for Liverpool. It's the same kind of situation where if the stars align and Villa either have their valuation met or alternatively bring in a replacement, not for sale might not mean not for sale. And I think Manchester United are still relatively optimistic that at the right number and with the right set of circumstances, Watkins may become a concrete possibility. They just have to be a little bit patient, potentially. Some sources, even close to Villa, hint that an offer in excess of 50 million rather than 60 might stand a realistic chance as well, especially if the player drives a move away in any capacity. So Watkins and Manchester United remains one to watch. And it's a fascinating debate because if they're looking for long-term value, if they're leaning on the experience and view of Christopher Vivell, who knows Šeško very well, they're going to go down the route of a big outlay for a longer-term investment. But if we look at Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha and now Watkins, they're three proven Premier League players that can make an instant impact. And it may be that they pivot, because I sense Ruben Amorim is saying, let's just get players for the now. Let's find players that can instantly have an impact. Let's get in starters who have proven statistical, consistent records, meaning if those three combine, and remember, Watkins already has a pre-existing relationship with Mbeumo as well, you can get that instant return to catapult Manchester United from close to the relegation zone to hopefully back into a Champions League spot. So I think this is the debate ongoing at the moment. It's very healthy. You need the freedom to challenge. I think Christopher Vivell is forward planning and saying Šeško is our future. And I think Ruben Amorim is saying fine at the right price, but there's an urgency, and Watkins is the more instant fix.
Yeah, that is quite the dilemma, to be fair. I know I'm going to bring you in here. Let's say we explore this realm where Ollie Watkins becomes a Manchester United player. It's a new manager, it's a new system. Manchester United, let's be frank, struggled last season. Do you think Ollie Watkins will have that instant impact that we're talking about potentially he might?
Yeah, for sure. I think Ben raises a very good point there in terms of already having a bit of experience with Bryan Mbeumo. He'll obviously look for certain individuals amongst that squad to really help him blossom within the team as well. Guaranteed goals. There's not going to be this cooling period, if you like, in terms of allowing Ollie Watkins to get used to the Premier League or English football or anything like that. He's, of course, got all of that in abundance. But I just get a little bit confused with this. I wouldn't necessarily be against the signing of Ollie Watkins. I think he's hardworking, he's an honest player, and I think he will score them goals. But when Ineos took over, we were told, and we've seen through evidence with some of their signings, that they don't necessarily want to go down the route of the Casemiros in terms of signing someone who's already at that stage of his career. He's going to come in for a couple of seasons and then he'll move on. They always said that they wanted to sign players who were younger and to build for the future. So by that logic, Benjamin Šeško would fit that mould. So it does confuse me a little bit in terms of Ollie Watkins, of course, quite close to 30. It would be a signing very much here and now. But then it does almost contradict a little bit the future plans for Ineos. So I think I'm a little bit confused on that regard. But look, Man United need goals and Ollie Watkins scores them. Yeah.
But I hear that reservation there, though, because it does feel like with this transfer they're abandoning that strategy that they initially came in with. So I take the point. You think about the transfer window, you think about